Your husband is just not listening. She's trying to get you to do the right thing and follow all along. Am I right, man? Yeah, okay. See, she's still trying to save you. All right.
I'll cue to my client's behalf.
Yeah, you may.
I know that based on your tone, I think that I think you know what we need, what else we need to address.
Yeah.
If you would prefer that we address the bond violations first.
Might need to do
Okay.
that, but
Certainly.
either way, whatever.
Well, we could start with that. That's fine. We were given the bond violation report. I did have an opportunity to review with Mr. Sims. We went one by one, Your Honor. I understand that the court might have concerns. That looks as though there's some type of pattern of disregard for this timing. And what we would submit to the court is that Mr. Sims has been on this device for about 4 months now, about 120 days, testing 3 times a day. I'm no mathematician, but over 360 tests, I believe. What you see in front of you, I believe, is the extent of the late tests. I believe that there are several late tests, some of which are right outside the window, some a little bit delayed. Of course, there's no excuse, no justification for it, but to provide a little bit of context, Mr. Sims works overnights. He works at Ford. And so those tests primarily in the middle of the day would be when he's sleeping. He usually wakes up about 30 minutes before his 6 p.m. shift. And so he found himself having issues. We discussed how of course, we would have been more proactive, brought this issue up prior to getting this bond violation report so that we could find a schedule that would be more conducive with his work schedule, testing schedule, I meant. That being said, I don't think he's had a single positive test since he's been testing, whether before this, after this, at any point in time. I think he's demonstrated that he takes the court's orders extremely serious, albeit with some hiccups here, but nevertheless stands before you taking accountability for those. Is intent on demonstrating to the court, as he's already done for himself and his family, that he's going to abstain from alcohol.
When I look at this, though, I mean, it's a 3-hour window, and I'm unclear as to why he can't get himself in that window on numerous occasions. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 missed windows. I mean, in some, he's up to an hour late in terms of testing.
5 in the morning, and there's 2 tests, 6 to 9, and 12.
Right.
Yeah, so it's 2 months.
Yeah. So, Your Honor, he's working 6 p.m. to 5 in the morning. So basically, he gets home and it's testing windows about an hour later. So he's basically got to fight to stay awake. And then sometimes, again, it's no excuse, but he falls asleep. And so before that 6 a.m. window starts, he gets home at about 5:15, and he's basically got to fight it for 45 minutes to stay awake so that he could submit to it. Sometimes he misses that. And then the 12.
I get that, but there's only one of the tests that's a 6 a.m. test.
And then still
12 to 3 is the next one.
And then the next one's 12 to 3. And then he's saying he sleeps during that, gets up at around 5 p.m., gets ready for work and goes to work.
So I get that. So then why is he missing his 9 p.m. test? Which are 3 of these.
Your Honor, I know of one time I traveled and didn't get there to 12:07. Maybe it's something like a 12:04, 12:07. The other 2, I'm going to honestly say machine. I work, and I usually do that on my break. I'm at work at that during the 9 p.m. to midnight. So I've taken it every time, in my opinion. However, I did notice once or twice that it called for a late register. It said it did not, and I assumed or thought I did. So I do the thing all the time. Is, like I say, I work. I'm asleep during the 12 p.m. to 3, and I've missed out a few times because I just wake up 15, 20 minutes behind, so forth. But then I'm taking the test, Your Honor. I don't drink.
I mean, I hate to do this, but because if I get, I mean, the cold-hearted reality is that these are really violations of tether. May say there's no distinction between that and drinking, but certainly the court could treat it that way. Is a scram tether going to work better for him? For the 30 days that he's going to be on something?
What do you want to say?
Your Honor, if I may say, I'm also a coach, so there have been a few times where I was either with the kids or the parents, and I'm always trying to break away, and so I can do that. So there has been a few times where I'm in the midst of school administrative stuff because I got to blow up between the 12 to 3, and I try to get, and that you can see that they're just a few minutes behind. But I participate as a coach also at Belleville. I'm a coach and for 20 years, and so I am a part active as well as working. And I'm trying to make that time. There are only time.
Well, but you've got to make the time.
I have been.
Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is I'm either going to have to incarcerate you, or I'm going to put a scram tether on you, which in dealing with the kids, and I see that is going to be probably more problematic in terms of what you'd have to explain to them.
Your Honor, when you look at the report, it recommends basically giving him an audition here, 30 days, get it right, or he has no excuse. I think that that's fair and appropriate. I've impressed upon Mr. Sims the importance of showing the court 30 days without a single violation. I think we would respectfully request the court adopt that, give him an opportunity to prove that he's going to be intent on getting it done. No,
Let me just say, there's a 3-hour window. And you just don't have to wait to the end of that 3 hours. You just have to do it within that 3-hour window. So in that respect, you really shouldn't be missing it. Okay, you just have to find time within that 3 hours to do that. All right, am I understood?
Understand.
Go ahead, counsel, as to sentencing.
Well, I just briefly alluded to one of the points was that 30 days on the sober link. I think, again, based on everything we just discussed, I think that's fair and appropriate. We'd ask the court to adopt that. As it relates to the impact panel, we did tender proof of completion to probation, that has been completed as well. I understand that they are recommending in the alcohol education program. I think that given what I know about Mr. Sims, that would indicate that he can complete that program and move forward with this. Otherwise, we think that the report and recommendation is fair and appropriate. We'd ask the court to adopt it.
All right, sir, is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, I've been a standing citizen. I not only did the court have to give me a penalty or to say I had to do the breathalyzer, I did not drink. I have not drunk since the day after my accident. I want to take responsibility of that. Due to leadership, I'm part of the, I lead kids around and coach and things like that. So I have to make an example for myself as well as others. So yeah, the tether, things like that. Yeah, I'm a good citizen. So I don't want to be explaining to these kids, like, the breathing. Like I said, I had to run out and do those things. I couldn't do that openly, but, doing positive things, staying active, and, I just work, stay active with the children and spend time with my grandkids. So I follow your system. I believe I apologize for the times that I was late. However, I was just late, based on activity and or sleep. But I respect the system. I apologize for being here, wasting everyone's time. And I'd like to move forward with you on good behalf.
Who's here with you?
My,
Who?
my missus.
Should say that louder.
I didn't.
You like whispered it, like.
Oh no, I didn't think
You didn't want anybody to know. I figured that was
No,
who it
no.
was.
She's here.
Ma'am, you want him back?
Yes, but I'm tired of talking remind.
Ah, see, I knew. That's why I wanted to talk to her, because she looked responsible. Like, you're talking about what a good and upstate citizen, and I'm not disputing that, but I think somebody helped you get there.
I sleep during that time period, Your Honor. So
Well, hold up.
12
Hold
to
up,
3.
hold up. See, why are you talking?
No.
She just told me that she's trying to remind you. She's sick and tired of having to remind you,
Understandable.
right?
Yes.
So, and all that really tells me is that at times, your husband is just not listening. She's trying to get you to do the right thing and follow all along. Am I right, man?
Totally agree, yes.
Yeah, okay. See, she's still trying to save you. All right. Listen to her.
I do.
She'll make sure that you'll get this done so you don't end up in trouble. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
I guess if she wants you back, I'm not going to stand in the way of that. Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, does believe there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of alcohol. Tell them not to do that. Alcohol highway safety education program and abstinence from all intoxicants for a year. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. Therefore, the sentence of the court, I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 12 months. In order, $855 fines and cost, $100 prosecution recovery cost, $100 police agency recovery cost, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
Within 30 to 45 days, Ron, I'll put that.
Pardon?
30 to 45 days. Month.
You ask the person in charge when you could pay it? Or are you just making that up?
I just know I'll put that.
Ma'am,
next
ma'am, ma'am, when can he get this paid?
In a month.
In a month?
The next month's budget.
Well, no, you know what? You just,
The boss has
you
spoken.
need to stop talking. I just went to the brain trust. I got it.
Okay.
In a month. So by January 30th?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I would imagine every time you started thinking on your own, you did that. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the alcohol highway safety education program. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation that has been completed. I'm going to continue the sober link for an additional 30 days in lieu of 5 days in jail. Order 93 days in jail suspended. Sir, one thing about me is I've got a very good memory. And your wife told me she's reminding you. So if I have a missed test, late test, anything like that, that means
In
that
this
you're not
moment, the
listening to
courtroom
her.
stops feeling like a place of
I will
law
use that
and
jail
starts
time
feeling like a
for that
broken
sole
marriage
purpose.
on display. The husband keeps talking, but he isn't listening. Not to the court, not to the truth, and not to his wife. That's when the judge steps in and turns directly to her. Because sometimes the quietest voice carries the real story. You can feel it in the room. Frustration, exhaustion, and years of being unheard finally coming to the surface. This isn't just a legal issue anymore. It's personal. So here's the question. When one partner refuses to listen, can justice still be fair? And if you were the judge, whose side would you believe? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real courtroom moments.